Hello everybody, this is Martin here and welcome to another live FB, live trading stock and mid-market review. Now this program is specially dedicated for our Trade VSA member. As you are a member, you get the privileges, and that's what we are doing it live for you. Now today we have a very interesting program for you. It's all about the market as we see today, and also look in some of the hot stocks as well in KLSE and also SGX. Now let me just go on to the agenda for today, and you would see we have it right action packed for you. Of course, we have more than 6 items here. We can definitely go more, and we typically do it about 45 minutes. Now this live FB trading mid-market morning review will be for the members. Every Wednesday we'll do this just specially for you, so you can actually feel the impulse or the pulse of the market. Now that's certainly right. Now of course what we want to do is also review some of the stock that we have last week, as well as also looking at the stock idea that we have, as well as more importantly is what your stock is doing and what we should do about it. I think there are some members did post a question a week ago where I talked about one stock, SCGM, and I informed them that it's this stock, it should exit. All right, so I hope you have done that. So Trade VSA will definitely help you do that with the help of TradingView, of course. So let's go on to our programs and so far that we have for you. Now definitely we want to look at is some of the stocks that we have. Right, definitely one thing we want to look at is the current market situation that we see here. Now I have 3 screens here running on TradingView. You can see the first one is the KLSE index here, and this one is the STI, and the one is Dow Jones in here. So let's make it very simple. Right now this is the futures. It is now really, let me just expand this out, okay, for you and draw this. Okay, let me just erase this first. Okay, right now we are at pretty critical area. You can see right now this itself is the 200-day, sorry, the 50-day moving average, okay, for the composite index futures. All right, so it should able to hold on. Now remember, the topic we talk about today is that can the stock market, the bull market, last forever? All right, and definitely the answer is not. At one point in time the market will retreat, but right now we are not seeing the market retreat. We are seeing perhaps it is able to go definitely higher. The 50-day moving average in here is going to be a real test, but today the market is testing. All right, so we're just going to erase this and get down to the next chart that we have on hand, which is the STI. Now STI hasn't looked fantastic, and STI continued to fall, and today I'm going to go on to the market review, which we will have this. I have it here. Yes, that's right. Now this is the market that we talk about, which I'm going to go on, and we have the Singapore. This is the one that we have currently. It is down. Singapore is down 18 points. Okay, this is down 18 points. Well, let me just show. So this is down 18 points here. That's right, 18 points. Let me just erase this and I'll get my pen to draw it. And the right now we are seeing this is down 18 points, or 0.5%, whereas the KLCI is down minus 7.7 points, or down 0.4% for the KLSE. So it hasn't been that great, isn't it? All right, then we go on to next is the statistic. Right now as you can see, we have number of gainer and loser right until now, which is the 1205. You have about 265 gainer and around just close about 400 and 337 so-called unchanged. Fact is market's down, so you're not going to get too many stocks going higher, okay, but we are able to find some stocks just for you. All right, and then also a bit of some news here that we have, which is not really exciting. I find it Sunnydale's, German Pack, Brad Talk. I'm looking for more economic kind of indicator in here. We can take a look at it. On the SGX side, we have the top volume right now is Rex International, which is doing, and also Noble Group, which is up 5% this morning, okay, and you have Nicole and AEM Holding up 1.2%, and Ezion up 1.35%. We will use the trading view to take a look at whether we can exploit some very, very short-term trading, momentum trading, using the trade VSA with the trading view. So that's how we're going to exploit it. So we use this statistics from this website, public available website, and we will look at them later on. So if you have any question, do PM me and let me just write down at the column, and I'll take a look at that very quickly. Definitely look at STI. Back to our STI chart. It's not looking too good, as you can see. Why? Because we have the red heat zone here. That's right, the red heat zone is not doing so for the market's going to go up. We need what? We need the green zone, right? We need the green zone, and that hasn't come out yet, and that's one of my real concern here, is this junction where we're not seeing the zone that we want. All right, so it's also important that we make sure that the market is always at the green zone when we buy. Okay, we're always at the green zone when we buy, so that way we can see the market continue to go up. Give me a thumbs up and a like if you like what you're seeing, and also we want to do a bit more too. Now also going on to next is the Dow Jones. Okay, I've just erased that again. Let's bring it up. Now if you look at Dow Jones, it's been consistently well performed. Okay, so a lot of the stocks, exclude the Chinese stocks, hasn't been doing much better. You got the spring here, that's good, and you got a couple of springs in here. No doubt this downtrend that we see is due to the intensification of the trade war that we are seeing right now. The trade war that Donald Trump is going, he's taking on Canada, he's taking on China with almost 200 billion of trade tariff. It's mean tax. More people is going to be paying more money. Now remember, coming this Christmas in United States, where US buy a lot of toys from China, that's all going to hit with tax. And how is it that this market will continue to go up? So it does offer a bit of pullback that we see in here, but definitely one thing we intend to be good is the green hit zone. That's where we want to be. We only want to be thinking, think buy when we get green hit zone. That's right, we want to think to buy when we get green hit zone. Okay, think to sell when we get what? Red hit zone. That's right, that's fairly simple. All right, so we're done with a very quick review that we see, and let's get back to what we want to show you right now is the all right, on the agenda that we have. Now, we've already done quickly the so-called first one, the KLSE, SGX, and also the US market outlook. Next, we're going to be looking, perhaps we will look at last week, the danger stock. Remember, we talked about that, which is going to show you this, right? Danger stock, and this is what we talk about. Here is the danger stocks, right? And we have the tech fast, which is also, to me, is a dangerous stock. And we have the safe stock, Astro, Chronology, and Momentum. Now remember, Momentum, these are the one that if you want to get in, you have to quickly get out if the market don't work in your way, which means, it's more like jumping into a fast moving trend. Now, one reason why we recommended this method is because some of you may like to trade those with heavy momentum, but remember, keep with a tight stop. Now in TradingView, we have the delayed time feed, or as well, some of you may subscribe to the Pro and get the real time feed. This is pretty good reward to risk if you just when I show you this into around maybe trading on a half an hour to 1 hour time frame chart, you're able to play with that momentum. Definitely we'll look at it when we look at Front Can, Ideal United, and also DoFu, right? Also for this week, we have some really hot stock, which I will talk about it here too. Is this one in here, which is new for this week, the 5th of September, is the danger one is Bonia, Falco, Creativity, C76.SGX. Some safe stock, in my opinion, are Pansar, FGV. I will talk about FGV too. Momentum stocks, and also last week, which is still ongoing. Not forget, it's also our weekly stock trade idea from our VSA scanner, which is the one I will also cover too. So just keep in mind, this list that we have in here are very comprehensive depending what you want to trade, or you're just one of the new members who just joined us. Perhaps you can just sit back and sort of watch what's going on and see what fits you. And also in here in my agenda today, I also talk about the trading view, number 3 here, which is any question that you have pertaining to the Q&A as well as the VSA. Do let us know by putting up on the comments on the left hand side, and we are happy enough to able to answer. Now remember, this show is dedicated to our Trade VSA member, and it's all about you today. All right, so okay, now let's look at some of the stocks that I have for last week. All right, and we will look at some of the stocks that you have. Definitely I'm going to switch on to this here, and we have 6 charts in here. Now this is the display that I have, and normally when I try to monitor all the stocks here, and you have on the right hand side, you can also set up the so-called percentage growth on TradingView. That's why one of these things we hope to impart to you is to share with you what are the TradingViews features that you can use together with Trade VSA. And earlier on today, even one of our members who also posted, and I did post this on Facebook about, he came out with some ideas. I think the idea was on JHM consolidated, and I think yesterday we posted also on Pansar. So check that one out also on my Facebook about this trade idea, and all these are basically just idea we want to share with you. Now definitely on danger, I'll just switch this up, is Wata remember last week on the 30th of August, this is where we saw the upthrust and the market came down. We saw another upthrust on 3rd of September. That's why we say, this one anytime is going to turn down. Now, one of the reasons why we really share with you some of these danger stock is to ensure that our members and those of you who's watching, that you know what looks like a danger stock. A danger stock which typically we see sign of weakness. You have the upthrust like what we have here. Let me just share with you. Just get onto this one. This is what we look for, upthrust, and you see this, what we call a down triangle, a down triangle. And typically you have to be careful when you see upthrust, because there's a market breakdown here. It's it's time to go. A lot of time when you see upthrust, the market is not going to move immediately. And my experience, if you were to hang on, that upthrust that you see on the left hand side of the chart, it may move 5 to 7 bars more, even 10 bars. So why put your money there? Right, one of the trader, one of our coaches did share with every time we see an upthrust, it's time to move out. It's just like getting on into a bus. Now if you get onto the bus and the bus supposed to leave in, let's say, 2 minutes, and it hasn't left in 2 minutes, the driver is not at the bus driver's seat. What do? You get off the bus and you look for another bus. All right. So same thing. That's why we use the VSA screener, which is available on the website. And I'm going to go through that and share with you. And that's how you want to trade. Get off the bus because you're looking for momentum. And today, this one is a danger stock. All right. So let me just erase this and get back to. All right. And okay, let me just get out from here. Show you the next danger stock, which is TechFast. Just to share with you some idea. Now, why is this a danger stock? All right. Fairly simple. Is because you have no demand, you have upthrust, you have the breaking, okay, breaking of the ATR stop loss. So someone did ask me, if the share price traded below the ATR stop loss, what would you do? Okay, you simply get out. And also at the same time, we have another one. It's at the red hit zone. Okay, now many times we want to share with you the danger stock, the safe stock, as well as the momentum stock. You should share with you some case study, live case study that we talk about today, and then we go and look at it next week. What's going to happen? We can also look at it at the hourly chart and 30-minute chart for those of you who really want to trade this, especially the momentum one. There's some money to be made. I was kind of surprised, when last week in this example here that we talk about, Dufu broke out with a huge line change. Now, does that mean it can go higher or it's going to turn? We don't know yet, but definitely that is a trade that has what we call has run up a bit. It may run up a bit more, but right now we are at possible market turning, right? We want to see uptrust yet. As well as we don't see uptrust, then these stocks may work in our favor. Again, judgment is very important. It's always going to depend on you, whether are you a risk taker, a conservative, or moderate. I'm a bit of moderate person, especially when I handle my client's account. I exercise caution looking at the market in here. So TechFast again broke down and we have the red zone. So that's one you want to be a bit careful. Okay, erase that and get back to here. Now I want to look at the others, so much more for the momentum stock, which is the I have here is chronology. All right, chronology. No, sorry, not chronology. It's Frontcan. Now last week when I talked about this, which is, let me just zoom it in, on the 30th. Now remember the date here we have was 30th of August. So this was the 30th of August, as you can see in here. The reason why I did like about this stock, you can see here, let me just turn this up again, is the spring. And also look at this one here. What does it look like to you? This look like a sort of a reaccumulation, right? And that's why we do our live trading, is to share with you how the market will reaccumulation. And you could see this little nice spring strength, right? This is not an uptrust yet. The uptrust is here, right? No doubt when you see uptrust, we still need to see what? Confirmation. When the confirmation is there, this is where the market down. Now we remember the danger stock that we saw, Wata and TechFast, these two, those has confirmation because the market turned down. All right, I'm not sure how TechFast is going to go lower, but definitely that's a good example to share with you how it's going to be going. So right now this is not going down, it's going higher. Again, can I buy Frontcan? I'll leave it up to you. It is still a momentum stock. Who knows, it can go higher. But just be careful, the volume is diminishing. Okay, and in terms of volume spread analysis, we want the market to go up on average volume. Now one way you can do this, all right, let me just turn this up again. Let me erase this, is to switch on to a 1 hour chart. Okay, now if you switch on the 1 hour chart, you may see very interesting movement, right? This is a 1 hour chart. What do you see in here? So that's one of the benefits using Trade VSA with TradingView. Now even if you're on the free plan, you can see the hourly chart. Now one member did ask me, is it sufficient to really get the real-time chart? It's not expensive, let's put it that way. I got real-time chart, and one of the reasons why is because you can do paper trading, right below here. I'll leave the paper trading and more like trade simulation for another session to go through with you, but definitely a very powerful trading exercise for the newbie who really want to get into, you know, practicing like flying an aircraft, but rather than flying a real aircraft, they fly a flight simulator. So you see, right, excuse me. So you see right now here, let me just switch on to this one. You can pretty much know we are in a possibility, a stage 2 markup, right? Now, again, observe, if you are trading the 1 hour chart, all right, please use the 1 hour chart ATR stop loss. I know many people who trade hourly chart or trade the 30-minute chart, and when the market start to turn, especially remember, Frontcan here, we are talking about very momentum stock, very momentum stock. So if the market doesn't follow what you do, just like if you hire a person to come in and do work for you, and suddenly he doesn't work, what do? You fire him, right? That's the whole purpose of it. Trading is very simpler. No sympathy, no mercy, no taking of prisoner. Remember, when you take prisoner in, you have to buy him food, clothe him, put him shelter, give him water, all this kind of thing. What's going to cost you? It's going to cost you money, right? So no mercy. If it doesn't perform, exit. And one of the ways you can do is actually stretch this up here. You can use some of the tools that we have. Remember, watch the last week live trading, which is on our Facebook video. Just go and click it and like it. There's so many things that I want to cover, but I can't do so. So watch some of the old video and you will pick up and learn. That's one thing great about the social media. A lot of these things you pick up, but you need to spend a little bit of effort, and that's all you need to do. But if not, continue to, you know, join our secret group. In this case, the live FB, which is streamed to you live, and you're able to watch some case study we go on day to day. Okay, so this one still continued to look good. Let's look at the next stock, which is I will say Dufu. All right, so let me just erase this and click on this one here and go on to Dufu. Now Dufu, again, I'll look at first of all, I will look at the hourly chart. Okay, 1 day chart. Now this is the 1-day chart. Now remember last week, we have this here, okay? Last week, those of you who watched us last Wednesday, this was somehow our entry, right? And this is our target, all right? Our target, first target. We hit it, okay? We hit our first target. And the way we do it is that we take, right, what we seems to be some sort of what we call here. Oh, not a good example. Let me just erase that again. Okay, here we take this one here and we extrapolate. Now that may not be the best profit target, but at least we did take some profit target in here, because this is what we call a one-way or one direction profit taking. Means you don't let the profit run. Again, it all depends on you. Those of you who remember came to our VSA refresher training, we did share with you 3 strategy and 3 time frame, and it all depends on your profile. Eventually you have to try out what fits you. For me, I'm more the long-term guy. I look at 9 months. Some of these very short-term trade, I don't really do it because the time that is needed, and also sometimes the excitement. You know, I'm this age, I can't take any more, you know, in and out, those kind of things. I leave it for the young men like you, those of you who's watching, which is still young at heart. All right, so there's the first target. Now let's look at Dufu. Now what we see here, let me just get that out, erase this, and I'll switch to a hourly chart. Okay, so you look at the hourly chart, what does it tell you now? All right, hourly chart, we have a huge line change, that was yesterday, and today we have a nice pullback. Again, those of you who want to trade the pullback, very similar in here, right? We want to see what? Okay, so you have to track this on an hourly basis. We want to see this, perhaps some sort of a little small narrow spread bar, volume continue to stay low, right? Or you have another outburst here. Now, very simple, if you're going to be in here, this trade, get in here, this is your stop loss. All right, because why? We are still in a stage what? A stage 1 or stage 2? You tell me. Stage 2, okay? Stage 2 markup. So that's how we want to trade. So we always want to trade this kind of direction going up. All right, that's what one of the benefit, again, looking at half an hour chart or hourly chart. All right, so much for that one. So this is just looking at some of the stock. Now let's look at next week. So-called some case study here, some danger stocks, safe stocks, and momentum stock before we look at some of your stock. Now, if you have any questions, right, pertaining on VSA, test, line and chain, do write on the comment, all right, and my assistant Zach is going to pass on to me to help you to answer, because there's a bit of delay between your response to my case, all right? So feel free to do that. I'll be happy enough to answer your question. Okay, let me just get back to this one here. I'll go on to, okay, I'll go on to the big white charts. That's the one I like. Okay, the big white charts. This is the one that I like. And we're going to go on to Bonia. Okay, let's look at Bonia. Now, Bonia, why is it a danger stock? Okay, why is this a danger stock? Can someone tell me? It broke through the ATR stop loss. That's right. The stop loss, it broke through. Now it is in negative territory. No doubt you see spring in here, right? But the market has already started to turn downwards. This trade is no longer legitimate. Besides, we want to see some line change. Perhaps there was some trade over here. The market did try to push up, but then it came off. And when it broke through it in here, if you were to enter here and here, probably have just a small loss and just move on. Bonia could not sustain the thing, because I did not put in the quarterly earnings, if there was a quarterly earning. Now also don't forget, recently, the end of August, all right, as well as the first week of September is what we call the earnings season of Malaysia. So many earnings are out. One of the stocks that already got hit was also Ocean Cash. I think you all know about also UMS 800 Super that came out. It didn't hit the target well, and it took a beating, but the market came off, lost almost what, 30%, then rebounded back another 20%. So these things do happen. Okay, so these things do happen. So this is one of the next one I'm going to look at. Okay, and definitely is Singapore side for our Singapore member, C76. Right, C76 is creative. Now, why these stocks here? Because we have an uptrust. Okay, let me just draw this again. to share with you. Here to me, I believe this is a dangerous stock because the ATR stop loss is very, very close. You got very low volume. You got one uptrust here. You got another test. This is a stock that, maybe you have bought it and you find that it's not going anywhere. Again, the theme is very important. The strategy you have. Are you investing or you trading? If it's investing, then you have to look at the fundamentals and why are you buying it. Now, if you look back overall, which I normally do, I look at a weekly chart, right? This still is on a moving. It moved up much this year 2018. So trade VSA were able to have a nice line change here, right here, and then push up on the weekly basis. But since then, it's going nowhere. In other meaning, just get out and look for something that move, make your money worth. But right now, you can see this very dangerous. You get an uptrust, and it might just break through this ATR stop loss. But who knows? Next week we'll come and take a look at it. All right, let's move on to next. We have is the safe stock. Now I want to look at some safe stock. Why I want to share with you safe stock? There are some element where I've talked about safe is in terms of risk to reward. I'm not saying safe stock, it doesn't mean it won't fail. But if it do fail, the risks are relatively low. All right, there are some failure before. We'll have time, I want to share with you. But right now, Pansar, the market, if you look at the charts in here, we got a huge volume. Market will wait for a pullback. And today, just put your mouse on top here. Pansar is up 1.67%. Because yesterday it was up. I think this was written by one of our coaches, and he posted on the Trading View. Check him out, Mohammad Arif, or I check out the Facebook that I posted, so you're able to see this one. This one is move up. Watch it again. Look for the entry either at the 30-minute or 1 hour chart. Okay, let's look at 30-minute first. You can see this is a nice pullback here. You can see, right, the market continue to trade back. Now, if you want to trade this to my chart that you're seeing now is a real-time chart. Okay, so Pansar actually offer a very nice trade. You can see right here, this is a nice, what we call a bull. All right, and who knows, we have a test. If the test is successful, this market's going to move up. This was a big move, pullback, and you got the volume came back in here. That's a nice one. There was no volume. Look at this volume going down. Really small, but we have to wait. This is a good entry actually, Pansar. Those who want to trade in here. Now let's talk about profit target. Just those of you who are interested, some profit target. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom out a bit up here. I will erase this. Okay. And here you are. So we take the last old high, which is here, 98 cents. Okay, the old high. Okay. Right here, we took the old high is here, somewhere this line here. Okay, I hope you can see it, those of you at home, right? 0.975 to 0.98 cents. So that's the level you want to go, or those of you who want shorter target will be the old high here, the old resistance. Okay, this is another old resistance. Maybe we call this R1, this is R2, and you are talking about somewhere around the 93 cents, all right? If you want to do that, so just take note of that one, all right? So Pansar did give you, okay, next one, I'm just going to move out quickly. We got a lot to cover, right? And maybe I'll skip the FGV. I'm going to go to another interesting stock, which is Pansar. All right. Because time limited. What I'm going to do, I'll leave this dangerous stock, safe stock. You take a look at it, right? And perhaps you can discuss that on the secret group, or right. And we will keep all our discussion in our Facebook chat. I encourage everyone to go over to the Facebook and also share some of our charts that we have, especially the Trading View with Trade VSA, to your friends and members, so they would also benefit in here. Now, if you look at Pansar, I believe, let me see if that one of the stock pick that we have. No, JHM Consolidate. Okay, good. All right. So you can see this is the one that is like a raging, continue to move up. And you really like about it is that we have a line change, right? You got some sort of a spring here. Okay. Let me just click this one. You got some sort of spring here. You got another line change, and this market continued to move up very, very nicely. Again, switch to a 1 hour chart or 30-minute chart. I'll leave it up to you. You can see line change, and this is the one we always look for. The really, really low volume. We got one test here, right, and the market turns up, and that's that's fantastic, and continue to go up, right? So this is beginning of a move. So Pansar Master, it's a momentum stock. Maintain a tight stop. Okay, if it does pull back, make sure you don't have that kind of very violent pullback that you normally see. Pull back and then goes back up. Low volume here. All right, so this is what I want to share you guys. You see, pull back, you got a bit of volume, low here, and then market push back up. So this is what we see. All right, and then the market goes up. So this is how it looked like schematically. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now let's move on to the last week. I think I talked about DuFu. MYEG continued to do well. All right, last week again MYEG. There was an 18-day line stock we picked last week. Also did pretty good too. I think those of you who's been watching would know that. And 30th of August was somewhere. Oh, this is a. Let me switch to a daily chart first. Okay, that was where we saw here, 30th of August. We saw the line change, and then we have today another line change too. All right, so this is MYEG. It's going back into momentum. Is it HSR or is it the GLC? Is it, anything is possible if you look at the news that we have. You just have to pick them up, and we have this area here under the news side let me do normally what we do under the beta trade, the trade VSA dashboard, and we want to see some of this interesting news that we come. But every time, but if you're trading very shorter terms, don't worry about so much about the news. Okay, just trade with the momentum. Switch to a 30-minute or 1 hour chart, and you're able to get that. All right. Okay, on Singapore side, I hope I have some time. If those of you want me to look at Singapore stock, do inform me next week when we do our live FB. Else, I'm just going to default. Many of our members are in Malaysia. I'll like some look at some Singapore stock too for that one. Okay, so we done the LSOF is still going up very nicely in here. Just take note of LSOF, DuFu, and MYEG. This continue to push up nicely to Pansar stock in here. All right, so I've done that one. I'm just going to go on to the stock pick for this week, which is okay, and then we're going to come to our your stock review. Okay, now this is the stock pick for this week. I hope you can see it. It's a bit small. Let me just go through with it. Right, so you're able to have the enlarge this for our members in here. All right, so you can read. So the first one is chronology. It's the no supply that we found, and then the second one is JHM consolidated, which is a spring, and then the next one is Valuetronics, which is a Singapore on no supply, code name of BN2, and we have China Telecom 728 Hong Kong for 18-day line change, and we have Accelerox XL, I think, on Nasdaq, which is on the 18-day line change. So we'll come back and look at this one in here. So I'm just going to, sort of move this up for you so you can see it. Yep, you got it? Okay, good. So I'm not sure whether we have time to go through this, but again, we will review that next week also for that one. So let's look at last week's stock pick that we have, which is a stock trade idea that we have. We didn't do too well, I got to be honest. Last week, some stocks we have a small loss. The big one was Lifestyle. When it hit the 18-day line change, in 3 or 4 days after we have an upthrust, it hit the ATR stop loss. So because the market in Hong Kong now, which is really getting the beating the market condition that we have, and that's what's causing this. Some of the Hong Kong stock really gone down a fair bit, but overall you can see it is down 4%. So we do track them for 2 months and all our stock pick. Okay, so for the remaining time that we have, I will pass on to Zach to review the stocks, and I will also be with you to look at the conditions. All right, so I'll just pass on the floor to Zach. So I'll be back with you in 2 more minutes. Okay, just stay there and don't go.
Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. This is Zach, and thanks for Martin earlier. Now I would like to go through some of the stock review. Okay, video all. Now I got around 5 stocks with me. I think the first one, let me go to the first one by, I think this is by Jean Clinton. Okay, this is KGB. Okay, this is KGB today chart. Today, no doubt we have a line change. Of course, today is still market yet to close, but based on current situation, KGB form a very nice setup, have a very huge volume with up bar. Okay, I don't know whether Jin have you got into this trade already, but if you still on this trade, yeah, no doubt, please hold. This stock is still trending very nice. You can see break above. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, this stocks break above previous resistance and now go into new high, and it moving like a staircase, you know, from since April it moving up in a very nice uptrend in stage 2. Okay, moving up very nicely in stage 2 and now break through the resistance. For those members who wish to trade Clinton, I will advise that you can wait for pullback. Okay, narrow bar with low volume. Okay, now let's go through the next stocks that we have. Yeah, I just saw Jin reply. Okay, yes, holding for quite some time and in the money. Okay, so Jin, maybe probably you can note to think to take some partial profit as you learn the cash income method in the today course. Okay, so now let's go through the next stock we have. Post Malaysia. Okay, Jin asks, just wondering whether to hold or take profit. Now, our advice is that you can take some partial profit. Okay, I'll advise member that for those members who attended the 2-day course before, learn about the cash income method. Yes, please use the cash income method to take some partial profit as well. Okay, so these stocks, Post Malaysia is asked by our members also, Ella Maran. Okay, now this stock definitely is not as nice as Clinton. Now it dropped back to the previous support level in the accumulations level. So for me, these stocks currently is smart money distribute these stocks. No doubt, smart money is out of this counter already. Okay, it hit the previous resistance and sell off with huge volume. So this stock probably will trending sideways, accumulate for quite some time before it break up again. So I don't know whether you're in this trade or not, but if let's say you are not in this trade, please avoid at the moment because currently it's still in the bearish red zone and I didn't see any sign of strength as well. So please avoid these stocks. Okay, and another stocks that I have from Ella also FGV. I think Martin mentioned earlier FGV, a safe stock to trade at the moment. Okay, now forming a double bottom. Okay, let me zoom in. No doubt currently still in the bearish trend, but we do have a NS, a confirmed NS yesterday, and today we have a test bar, of course yet to confirm. So now for this stock, I will advise member to wait for bullish hit zone and with some sign of strength before you enter for this trade. Okay, the next one I think Martin mentioned also these stocks, stocks from member Pansar. And it also, our coach actually Ali also mentioned about this stock, a very nice one. You can see a long accumulation, and the most important is the setup. Okay, the setup, narrow spread bar, low volume. It's just like cluster of closes. Okay, so now it already broke through previous resistance for this UT. I can see currently it's already overcome this UT. Okay, and then turn to this bullish hit zone. Okay, so no doubt this trade is a very good trade, a very good setup, offering a very good setup with a low risk. Okay, I think this stock is from Davy, our members also. And last one I have CIMB. So for those members who are watching now, if let's say you got any stocks you want us to review, we can comment below so we can review now. Yeah. Okay, Davy, this stock also offering a very nice setup. First of all, we have a bullish zone and now accumulation level. Okay, let me get this right. Okay, we have a accumulation, first accumulation, and then now currently we have the second accumulations. Okay, now do take note at this bar. Okay, we have a line change with a slightly high volume coming in, and now we have 1 2 3 4 5 cluster of closes. So no doubt this stocks currently offering also a very good setup, low risk trade for me, and then in the reverse trend. Okay, CMB group also. Okay, so good one from Davey. So okay, now I got, I think this is KTC. KTC, is it consortiums? Consortium, am I right? Can I have the codes for KTC? Okay, Kim Tek Chong, okay, 0180. Okay, for KTC, okay, background we have sell off downtrend stage 4, and now this moving back to stage 1 accumulations. Now going to stage 2. Okay, we have a green bullish zone currently. Okay, have you entered this trade already yet? Okay, because for me, yeah, currently still offering a very good setup. Okay, let me remove my drawing. Okay, because usually when I look at chart, I like to look at my background. No doubt, this currently we have accumulation now going to stage 2. Okay, and then over here we form a very good base. Okay, I can say that you can buy somewhere, but this stock actually below 26 so that's quite volatile. Okay, so I don't know whether you're in this trade already. So okay, Kate just reply me that yes, in this trade. Okay, so yeah, no doubt currently still in hold. I can see there's still strength, okay, in this counter. Okay, but do remember take some partial profit, especially for those stocks that below 50 cents. Okay, because the volatility. Okay, now I have CK Hibiscus. Okay, CK just text me. He said that okay, he entered 95 cents. Should hold or sell? Okay. Now let's look at the background first. Yeah. If you look at overall on the background, we can see there's stage 2. Okay, stage 2 markup, and then now we have the accumulation level. Okay, the accumulation level. And this is the resistance. Okay, resistance on the previous high. As you can see, price unable to break out. Okay, on around 1.16. Okay, 1.16 level. So CK just entered 95 cents. 95 cents should be around here. But we do have a sell off last week. Okay, on this widespread bar, but currently still in the bullish zone. Yeah, I will still hope for this trade, no doubt, CK, because I can see there's still strength coming in on previous bar line change, and today we have a test bar as well. Okay, of course, whenever you reach this area, the previous resistance area, I will take some partial profit. Okay, this is what I will do, CK. Okay, I think yeah, no any stocks that you want me to comment or Martin to comment, okay, please type below. If not, then probably we will end today live trading sections. Okay. Martin, anything else you want to? Okay, maybe one more stock, 10 cents from Hong Kong. Okay, 10 cents. Okay, 10 cents. Definitely for 10 cents, it's not looking that great. Okay, because we have a stage 4 in the background, now currently in bearish trend, okay, bearish hit zone. Okay, we have spring and test over here. Now what I would like to see is that a confirmed spring and test, which means some sort of accumulation, and then price just move above. Like for example, over here, no doubt we have a spring, three spring bar, but you can see price didn't follow through, which means price going down again, which means this is a failed spring for me. So now currently we have formed one spring and test already. I would like to see whether it is confirmed or not before I enter for this trade. At the moment, I will avoid for these stocks. Okay, and then okay, I would like to pass the floor to Martin. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
All right, there you have it. And we have Zach just now going through the charts that we have. And bottom line is, what we see is the continued trade war. Now, a lot of live trading, we won't be focusing so much on the fundamentals. We're just going to focusing what's happening now and what stock to trade. You can switch to a 30-minute and 40-minute charts, half an hour charts, any of those that will suit you very, very well. All right. So in short, join us back next week. Okay, and live trading every noon, 12 a.m. If you have something that really interesting, any question that you want to ask pertaining to trade VSA or volume spread analysis methodology, just send us in to the Facebook, or you can PM us anything, and we are happy to answer any of these questions that we have during our live FB. Remember, this show is dedicated to all of you, the Trade VSA members, and that's how we want to continue to service you. So share this video with your friends and colleagues in your timeline and post thumbs up for us. We will continue to work harder for you. Remember, Trade VSA, because you will trade smarter every time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week again. Bye-bye.